Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and I am a crypto day trader who absolutely loves moving averages. And in today's educational video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how candlestick patterns work, and I'm going to be showing you a few of them on the chart as well that actually happen quite frequently. And these are the types of candlestick patterns that you absolutely should not be ignoring if you are trying to day trade the crypto market. All right, guys. Now, before I go ahead and start this video, for those of you who absolutely love trading crypto and would like to trade on the same crypto exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange here with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. All right, guys. So we are just going to go ahead and dive right into this shit because candlestick patterns are very, very useful to know when you are day trading the crypto market. In fact, there's a lot of people who don't even pay attention to candlestick patterns, and I'm not sure why, because they tell a lot and they tell you a very big story as far as overall directional movement and what you can expect to happen in the overall crypto market on various time frames. All right, so we are going to be taking a look here on just the 1 hour chart here on Solana. Okay, and I'm going to be showing you all kinds of different candlestick patterns here so that you guys can get a little bit of a grasp as far as what they are, what they look like, how to spot them, and what usually happens after you spot them. Okay. So the candlestick patterns we are going to be looking at today are going to be mainly these ones, okay? The single candlestick patterns, all right? And the reason why is because these ones happen the most often. They are the easiest to spot and all that good stuff, okay? Now, this is a little bit of a cheat sheet that I have. So if you guys want a copy of this cheat sheet, all you have to do is go ahead and give me a follow here on Twitter. It's at Garrett_N_stuff. Send me a direct message and I will go ahead and give you a link to join my community Discord server. It's free, and I will go ahead and send it to you in there. Okay, so overall here, we're going to be looking at these candlestick patterns, okay? We're going to be looking at the bullish hammer candle, the bullish inverted hammer candle, the dragonfly doji, the bullish spinning top, and then for the bearish patterns we're going to be looking mainly at the hangman candle. We're going to be looking at the shooting star. We're going to be looking at gravestone doji and bearish spinning top. Actually, in this specific example I'm going to be showing you, most of them that I'm going to be showing you here are actually going to be hanging man candles and bullish hammer candles and bullish inverted hammer candles, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into this shit and I will show you what is going on here. So as you guys can clearly tell, at the bottom of this very big downtrend that we had here on the 1 hour chart here on Solana, we can clearly see that at the very bottom we had let's go ahead and take a look at it. You can clearly see that we had a hammer candle going on right here. Usually you can see this, you can tell this by it's got a giant body at the bottom of it, or it's just got just a big long body at the bottom of it with one wick shooting out from the top, okay? So this one is technically the inverted bullish hammer candle, as you can clearly see right here. It's at the bottom of a downtrend, and then the next candle opens up, and that's where you find your inverted hammer candle. It starts after that, okay? And usually you can find these at the bottom of downtrends, and you can see them right here. So this one right here, if you were to have spotted this and then waited for your confirmation, however you find confirmations in your trades, if you were to wait for confirmation and get in on this trade, you could have profited, you know, roughly around with 10x leverage just on this trade, you probably would have profited anywhere from 40 to 50% profits here, okay? Just within that 3 or 4 hour span right there. Now, we have another inverted hammer candle right down here as well. So after we got to the top of this peak right here, we ended up coming back down again, creating a higher low within this new upswing that we started. And we created at the bottom of this trend right here, we created another inverted hammer candle. You can clearly see right here, we got the big body at the bottom with one giant long wick at the top, all right? And then it resulted in a big upward move right there, and we continued even higher. So if you were to have ended up getting in on that trade like this with 10x leverage, and let's say you did end up holding it all the way to the top, you would have profited roughly around anywhere from, we'll just say 50 to 70% with 10x leverage, okay? Now, again with the bullish candles. Okay, so here's another one. All right, so at the bottom of this little downtrend right here, we had another inverted hammer candle right here. So again, we've got that that big thick body towards the bottom with one giant wick to the top. All right, this is an bullish inverted hammer candle. These are the types of candles you want to be looking for when you are overall trying to figure out if you should go long or short. And you can find these on all kinds of different time frames as well. Okay, so there's another one, and then this one right here. This one is technically, I mean, realistically, I would technically consider this as, I mean, technically it's more of like a bullish spinning top candle. It's just a very, very, very large bodied spinning top candle, but considering it does have a little bit of a wick at the top, it is technically considered a bullish spinning top. But other people might consider it a bullish hammer candle instead, because it's got a very long wick at the bottom and a body at the top, okay? Which you can clearly see right here. We've got the longer wick at the bottom, followed by a very big body right here, okay? So you can look for those as well. Now, if we go ahead and reverse course and move to bearish candlestick patterns, and actually before we go into the bearish candlestick patterns, I do want to mention this one right here, okay? Because this one is a little bit different. I don't know why that's red. I got to turn it green again. But this one right here, this green one right there, this is technically a bullish spinning top candle. Okay, so this is another type of candlestick pattern. As you guys can clearly see on the cheat sheet right here, we have got the bullish spinning top at the bottom of a downtrend. It creates a pretty much an equal sized wick on both sides with a green body, and you can clearly see that happened right about there. I mean, yeah, they're not exactly equal length, but they're close enough. So that is technically a bullish spinning top candle right there. All right. Now, as you guys can clearly see, there was another bullish spinning top candle right in here as well that did not end up resulting in the price going upwards, all right? So this is why you cannot make your buy and sell decisions solely based off of these candlestick patterns, okay? And the reason why is because obviously you can see it right in here, okay? We had a bullish spinning top candle right in here, but clearly the downtrend was not completed yet, all right? And because the downtrend was not completed yet, it ended up resulting in further movement to the downside, as you guys can clearly see, all right? Usually this happens when price action isn't far enough deviated away from the moving average, which I've got right here. So as you guys can clearly see, we were still pretty close to the moving average when this price action right here happened, all right? So that tells you that since we're not technically far enough away, there's still a lot of bearish momentum in the market going on right there. Therefore, that tells us we're probably going to end up dropping a lot more. Now, down here when it happened, you can see that price action is far away from the moving average down here, all right? That tells us that far away distance tells us that sellers are probably starting to get exhausted and a reversal could end up happening at any given moment, okay? And that's exactly what ended up happening here. We ended up reversing course right there. We deviated pretty far away from the moving average, and we ended up reversing course and going back upwards to the upside, all right? So now let's move on to bearish candlestick patterns here real quick. So as you guys can clearly see, I've got like 5 different examples here on the chart for you guys. The first one that we are going to talk about here, actually, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, so they're pretty much all the same kind of. So this one is kind of a this first one right here, as you guys can clearly see, we've pretty much got a kind of like a shooting star pattern going on right here with this one. Technically it's not a shooting star, but I mean, I would call it a shooting star considering it's pretty damn close. So as you guys can clearly see, it kind of has that same pattern where we've got, you know, it's just like pretty much like a reverse inverted hammer candle or a reverse hammer candle. But the shooting star candle is a long wick at the top with a kind of like a small body at the bottom. That's pointing to the downside, and that's clearly what you can kind of see going on here, okay? So you can look for downtrends or potential upcoming downtrends just by looking for these types of candle patterns, okay? Now, here we have, again, like what we were talking about earlier with the inverted hammer candles, we had the bullish inverted hammer candle here, bullish inverted hammer candle here, bullish inverted hammer candle here. And then right here, we also do have a bullish hammer candle as well. But the key thing here is, and again, this is another example of why you can't make your decisions or your buy and sell decisions solely based on just these candlestick patterns, okay? So this specific bullish hammer candle, as you can clearly see, it closed right on top of the moving average. Now, I would not be bullish on this if I was looking at this in real time. I would not be bullish on this unless this candle ended up closing somewhere along the lines way up here, okay? The fact that it closed way down here right on top of the moving average, that tells me that buyers and sellers are still in indecision mode, and we still don't know which way exactly that the market wants to move. But clearly, as you can clearly see, the fact that price was, the price was on top of the moving average here, that tells us that obviously bears are still, still kind of in control, and they did end up taking over on the next candle, and they ended up going straight downwards. This is why you want to wait for the next candle to open and see which way it's going to go before you make any decisions as far as what you're going to end up doing, or if you're going to go long or short, all right? So that was the reason why that candle didn't make it anywhere. It's basically, like I wrote here, it's basically an inverted hammer candle, which is technically bullish, but it did not end up gaining, it did not gain momentum to continue higher, okay? Now, the next one I'm going to show you here is going to be the bearish spinning top candle, okay? So we got the bearish spinning top candle, as you can clearly see, equal sized wick on both sides, followed by a body in the center. It's the same thing as the bullish spinning top candle, it's just red and in going to the downside. And as you guys can clearly see, that's clearly what is happening right in here. So we got our bearish spinning top candle going on. Next candle opened up and it went straight down to the downside. So if you ended up shorting that from where the next candle ended up opening and rode it all the way down, you would have made roughly around, within that 5 hours, you would have made roughly, with 10x leverage, probably around 28%, which is pretty good profits. Now, moving over to here, we've got two of the same types of candles, okay? So when we go ahead and look at these candles, now, instead of a inverted hammer candle or a regular hammer candle, this time we have got a hanging man candle, and you can clearly see it clear as day because we've got the uptrend with green that's happening, and then the next candle that opens is a very big body, but there's no wick going to the upside, okay? That tells us that bullish momentum is starting to weaken and bearish momentum is starting to take over because it's going straight to the downside and not going back to the upside whatsoever, okay? So the fact that we have this big giant a hanging man candle can be seen as a big giant body right up here with a longer wick towards the bottom, okay? Which you can clearly see that happening right here. We've got our big body and then we've got our wick towards the bottom, and that, boom, that tells us right there. And the fact that we closed below the moving average, that tells us right there that bears are definitely starting to take control, and they sure did take control. A few candles later, we ended up dropping even more, and it ended up dropping quite a bit. So if you were to have ended up getting in on this trade or a trade like this, and wrote it down to maybe like right here or something like that, within this little downtrend that we had right here on the 1 hour chart, you would have made roughly about 20% or so, which is pretty damn good, decent. Now, the same thing ended up happening right here as well, all right? We had another bearish hangman candle happen right here, and it ended up closing right on top of the moving average. Again, that tells us once again that bears have taken over because bullish momentum has weakened, and we are probably going to move to the downside, which we clearly did. If you would have ended up trading this to the downside, you would have made roughly around 36% or so. So as you guys can clearly see, within this range of, let's see here, from January 27th to, well, January 31st, I mean, within these 4 days right here, you could have profited well over 200% profit just from looking at these candlestick patterns or using these candlestick patterns in your overall strategy as a whole, okay? So again, I'm not sharing this stuff to simply tell you guys that you're going to make it rich or you're going to be rich after following this or anything like that. That's not what my videos are for. I'm an educator, so I like to teach people all kinds of different things that, other people might not be teaching, which I technically don't see a lot of people talking about candlestick patterns in their videos. So that's the reason why I wanted to go ahead, create a video about this. So I hope it helps some of you out, and I hope some of you get some decent value out of this video. But overall here, guys, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if any of you guys want to see any more educational videos just like this, that's typically all I do, guys. I just typically do a bunch of educational videos. I love helping people, especially when it has to do with trading. So if you want to see more of my educational videos, just come over to my YouTube channel here, go to playlists, and go to my technical analysis playlist. all of my educational videos that I do go into my technical analysis playlist. So if you want to find more, just find them right in there, okay? But overall here, guys, before you guys leave, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts of what you thought of this video, if it helped you out, whatever. And with that said, big thanks to all of you guys who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole entire thing. And I hope to see all of you guys in my future videos.